The crystal champagne glass shakes a little in my hand as I stand alone at the San Jose Country Club bar, watching my cousin Sophie's engagement party unfold like something out of a fancy magazine. Perfect lighting. Perfect flowers. Perfect family smiles, the kind that never quite reach their eyes when they look at me. I check my phone again. Still no messages from Ethan. The expensive watch he gave me for Christmas says it's 7:45 p.m. in Zurich. He should be done with his meeting by now. Lydia, darling. My mom's voice has that special tone she uses when she's putting on a show. She's guiding an older couple toward me, her pearl necklace glinting under the lights. These are the Andersons, she says, smiling her practiced smile. They're new members. This is Lydia. She's between relationships right now. I almost correct her, but what's the point? 2 years engaged to Ethan, and she still pretends he doesn't exist. The Andersons give polite hellos and move on, champagne glasses in hand. My phone buzzes. Finally. But it's not Ethan, it's just my team in Dubai confirming tomorrow's client presentation. I need somewhere quiet to call him, to hear his voice and feel grounded again before I drown in all this family fakery. The hallway to the ladies' room is blessedly quiet compared to the laughter and glass clinking behind me. My heels click on the marble floor as I dial his number. Then I hear it, laughter from around the corner. My mom's voice. And Aunt Linda's. That same mocking tone I remember from when I was a kid. 2 years engaged to a man no one's ever met, my mom slurs slightly. Who does that? Aunt Linda laughs, sharp and cruel. Aviation consultant? Is that what we're calling flight attendants now? My mom joins in, voice dripping with fake amusement. I've started calling him her imaginary fiancé when she's not around. Always trying to keep up with Sophie. My phone slips from my numb fingers and hits the marble with a loud clatter. Tears sting my eyes, but I don't let them fall. I won't give them that satisfaction, even if they can't see me. Memories rush back like a wave. Me at 22, standing in the kitchen while Dad's face turns red with disappointment. Law school is your future, Lydia. This art school nonsense is throwing your life away. Mom had wrung her hands. Graphic design is a lovely hobby, sweetheart, but it's not a career. Later, during Christmas video calls after I moved to Europe, she'd still wear that tight smile when I told her about new clients. That's nice, dear. But did you hear? Sophie made junior partner at her firm. I press my fingers against the textured wallpaper, trying to anchor myself in the present. The past is a dangerous place to linger tonight. I remember the first time I saw Ethan, across a busy conference room in Zurich. The way his eyes crinkled when he smiled. How he actually listened while I presented my branding ideas for his airline client. It felt like coming home. Even though home never really felt that way. The work is exceptional, he'd said after. Your family must be incredibly proud. I'd laughed, short and sharp. They think I'm just pretending to have a career until I find a husband. He'd put his hand over mine, warm, steady. Then they don't know you at all. I still remember calling Mom to tell her we were engaged. The long pause. The careful tone. Is this real, Lydia? Or are you just trying to keep up with Sophie? Ethan's words that night echo in my head even now. They'll understand someday. Build your life first. I straighten my back and check my reflection in a gold-framed mirror. My green silk dress fits perfectly, polished but not flashy. The diamond on my left hand sparkles under the light. Ethan is real. What we have is real. Lydia. Sophie's voice calls down the hall. We need you for the family toast. I smooth my dress and touch up my lipstick, fixing the mask I've worn at every family event since I was old enough to realize being myself wasn't enough. My phone buzzes again. A text from Ethan. Finished early. Missing you. Something shifts in my chest, like plates sliding into place. I've spent my whole life trying to earn my family's approval. But right now, I realize their approval was never the prize. My fingers fly over the screen. Now. Please come now. Sophie appears at the end of the hallway, glowing in her white dress. There you are. Mom wants you to say a few words. I slip my phone into my clutch and lift my chin. Of course she does. The walk back to the main room feels different this time. Every step feels like a choice I've been waiting years to make. They want a toast? Fine. I'll give them one they'll never forget. Mom beams as I walk up to the microphone, expecting the usual polite, well-rehearsed speech. She has no idea what's coming. None of them do. The crystal glass feels heavy in my hand as I step forward. Mom's smiling that same old smile, the one she wore through 2 decades of piano recitals and debate tournaments, when I did everything right but never quite enough. When two people find each other, I begin, looking out over the crowd, they deserve a foundation of belief and support. The words echo through the hall. Sophie and Michael have that foundation in spades, every step of their journey celebrated, documented, believed. Someone clinks their glass with a knife. Someone else coughs. Mom's smile falters just a little as I look straight at her. But some people never get that kind of support, I continue, my tone soft but sharp. Some build their lives while the people closest to them whisper doubts behind closed doors in country club bathrooms. Mom's fingers tighten around her glass. Aunt Linda shifts in her chair, silk rustling like judgment. So here's to those lucky enough to have family who believe in them, without proof, without question. I raise my glass. And to those who succeed anyway. The room falls quiet for a beat before a few scattered claps break the silence, awkward, unsure. Hannah slips up beside me, her hand warm on my arm. I wanted to tell you, she whispers, holding up her phone. They've been saying this for years. On her screen, the family group chat scrolls, messages glowing like neon signs in the dark. Maybe she needs therapy. No real career. Making up a relationship to compete with Sophie. Then I hear Dad's voice from a nearby table. Lydia's going through a phase. The same thing he said when I left law school. When I moved to Europe. When I started my own business. A phase that's lasted 15 years. Hannah leans closer. Your brother told the Hendersons your international work is mostly freelance. Her voice barely rises over the music, but I hear every word. It's like they see me sitting in a coffee shop making cute little logos instead of running big international campaigns. The weight of years of being dismissed settles on my shoulders, familiar and heavy. Mom stands near the gift table, holding court like a queen, with Aunt Linda right beside her as always. The perfect power duo. One plants the seed of doubt, the other waters it with gossip until it grows into a full-blown lie. Did you see the wedding magazines? Hannah asks, her voice sharper than I've ever heard it. Your mom showed them to Sophie last month. Said at least one daughter will have a proper wedding. Like I'm some kind of cautionary tale, not a success story. A waiter passes by with more champagne. Hannah grabs 2 glasses and hands me one. You know who's actually been decent about all this? Sophie, she says. She told your mom to stop calling your life in Dubai imaginary. My phone buzzes against my hip. Ethan's message lights up the screen. 3 minutes out. Ready? The room seems to shift around me, people moving into new little groups. Isabel walks in, late, as usual. One look at me and her eyebrows pull together. She can see the storm behind my calm face. She'll probably leave early again. Mom's voice drifts from behind a massive flower display. Can't keep these stories going forever. The master of ceremonies taps the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll finish the toasts before dinner. My mind flashes to the presentation my Dubai team made this week, the one my family laughed off last Christmas as me playing business. That same project just won a contract bigger than my dad's yearly partner bonus. The marble floor clicks under my heels as I walk toward Mom, who's still surrounded by her circle of admirers. For once, I don't shrink myself in her presence. I've never lied to you about my life, I say, my voice steady. Not once. Remember that. Something flickers in her eyes, discomfort, maybe even fear, before her polished smile returns. Of course, darling. We've always supported your creative hobbies. Then the sound starts, the low thrum of helicopter blades slicing through the evening air. Mom's head snaps up. Recognition flashes across her face. She knows that sound. She's bragged often enough about my dad's clients arriving by helicopter for dinner parties. But this time, it's different. Sometimes the truth doesn't whisper. Sometimes it roars. Have you ever been doubted for years by the very people who should have believed in you most? What would it take to finally prove them wrong? For my family, that proof was about to land right on their perfectly manicured lawn. The helicopter noise grows louder, cutting through the chatter. People pause mid-sip. The fairy lights in the garden tremble. Someone must be lost, Mom says, her voice tight but calm. She shoots a pointed look at the club manager standing by the doors. I'll check with traffic control, Dad says, already pulling out his phone like he's solving a business crisis. Aunt Linda laughs, but it sounds fake. Sophie, darling, did you plan a surprise for your engagement party? Sophie shakes her head, clearly confused. I take a slow sip of champagne, letting the bubbles dance on my tongue. Everything is unfolding exactly how I planned it, but my hands still tremble a little as I set down my glass. The club doesn't allow unauthorized landings, Mom announces loudly, making sure everyone hears. She smooths her silk dress, her telltale move when she's losing control. The sound gets louder. Conversations stop. Older men in blazers drift toward the windows. Women in designer gowns glance at each other, jewelry catching the light as they crane their necks. I walk toward the terrace doors, each step light, almost dreamlike. The garden lights glow against the marble floor, stretching my shadow long. Mom grabs my wrist. Lydia, where are you going? I turn to her, calm but firm. To greet my fiancé. Her fingers slip away. I see the flicker of realization, and fear, in her eyes. The helicopter appears over the trees, sleek and black against the purple sky. Its lights sweep over the perfect lawns and trimmed hedges. Lydia, Mom says, her voice cracking, all performance gone now. This disruption is unnecessary. I don't answer. Words stopped meaning much between us a long time ago, somewhere between imaginary fiancé and tonight's whispered mockery. Instead, I push open the terrace doors and step into the night. Behind me, the party falls completely silent. Even the quartet stops playing. The wind from the helicopter whips my hair and dress, making the green silk shimmer. The moment stretches, sweet, electric, almost unreal. Then the helicopter lands smoothly on the lawn. The rotors slow, fading to a soft hum. The door opens. Ethan steps out, calm and confident, every bit the successful aviation consultant. My breath catches. He looks exactly like I pictured, charcoal suit, hair slightly tousled. His stride is easy, sure. Sorry I'm late, darling. His voice carries over the hushed garden. He kisses my forehead, hands warm at my waist. Did I miss your toast? A collective gasp ripples through the crowd. Somewhere, a glass slips and shatters. Ethan turns toward the guests, his smile genuine as he spots Sophie and her fiancé. Sophie, Thomas, congratulations. He reaches into his jacket and pulls out an envelope. A little engagement gift, first-class upgrades for your honeymoon. The Maldives, right? Sophie's face lights up, happy and surprised. Unlike my mother, she's never joined in the gossip. Ethan, you shouldn't have. Thank you, she says sincerely. I catch Isabel's eye from across the room. She smiles knowingly and raises her glass in a silent toast. Ethan guides me back inside, his hand steady on the small of my back. We move through the crowd like water through a stream, people parting without a word. Dad steps forward, his face torn between embarrassment and calculation. Mr. Bennett. Ethan extends a hand, calm and professional. It's great to finally meet you. Lydia's told me so much about her family. Dad shakes his hand automatically, years of corporate politeness kicking in. Aviation consulting, right? Which markets? Mostly Europe and Asia, Ethan says easily. We're expanding into the Middle East now. Actually, that's what delayed me. A call with our Dubai team ran long. Mom hovers at the edge of the group, twisting her pearls. Aunt Linda pretends to scroll her phone. The rest of the relatives creep closer, curiosity replacing judgment. Lydia, Mom starts, her voice shaky. We should have. Should have believed me? I finish for her, voice calm but sharp. Yes. You should have. Ethan squeezes my hand. Around us, phones appear, manicured fingers tapping and scrolling. I know what they're looking up, Ethan's company, my clients, the life they called fake. The Al Mahara group was very impressed with Lydia's branding work, Ethan says casually to my father. The contract value alone. Mom gasps softly. On her phone, I see the headline, Bennett Global Branding secures historic Middle East deal. You never mentioned this, she says weakly. I did, I answer. Every Christmas call. Every birthday. But you always change the subject to Sophie's promotions. The string quartet starts up again, but the mood has changed. Everything has changed. Years of doubt and dismissal crumble under the sound of that helicopter outside, and the truth standing beside me. My family scrambles to rewrite the story. Lydia has a keynote speech at the International Brand Summit next month, Ethan adds smoothly. You should come. We can arrange seats. Dad's already pulling out his phone. Around us, everyone else is doing the same, screens lighting their faces as they scroll through proof of my career, my achievements, my reality. The feeling that settles over me isn't a crown. It's armor I finally get to take off. Ethan's arm wraps around my waist as we move through the room together. The helicopter outside glints through the windows, a constant reminder of everything they refuse to believe. Tell them about the Singapore airline campaign, darling, Ethan says, loud enough for the nearby relatives pretending not to listen. Mom freezes mid-sip. The rebrand launched last month, I say, my voice full of quiet pride I've held back for years. Full fleet redesign. New lounge plans for 13 international airports. A full digital upgrade. Aunt Linda's fingers tighten around her champagne glass. She spent the last hour trying to squeeze herself into conversations, pretending to remember supportive things she never actually said. I always told Diane you had an eye for design, didn't I, sister, she says. My mom nods too fast, her pearls bouncing at her neck. Lydia mentioned the Dubai project weeks ago. Very exciting. The lie hangs between us. We haven't spoken in months. Not since that Christmas call where she told me I should probably see a therapist for making things sound bigger than they are. Ethan's thumb draws small circles on my hip, steadying me. The Al Mahara presentation is next week, I say. It's their first time putting all their luxury brands under one design. My dad suddenly appears next to me, pretending to sound interested. Aviation consulting must be fascinating. The regulations alone. Speaking of frameworks, my brother Tom jumps in. I always knew you'd make it big, sis. Remember when I helped you with that school project? A laugh slips out before I can stop it. You mean when you told me graphic design was for people who couldn't handle real jobs? The silence that follows lasts just long enough to sting. Sophie's future mother-in-law raises a perfect eyebrow. I thought you said Lydia was struggling with her career? Hannah, bless her, doesn't miss a beat. Funny how memories change when a helicopter lands, huh? My mom smooths invisible wrinkles on her silk dress. We always encouraged Lydia's independence. Actually, I say softly, you called it running away from responsibility. The words drop like pebbles in still water. The ripples of discomfort spread through the family. Isabel suddenly appears beside me, holding a champagne flute like a shield. Remember that first client meeting in Paris? Lydia stayed up 3 nights straight redoing the whole presentation because the client changed everything last minute. Sophie adds, surprising me, you always knew exactly what you wanted. A few younger cousins edge closer, eyes bright with curiosity, and maybe hope. Lydia, darling, my mom calls out in that voice she uses when she wants family photos. We should take some pictures while everyone's here. Wonderful idea, my dad says quickly. And let us know when you're in Europe next. We'd love to visit. Tom slides a business card from his wallet. We should grab coffee. Talk about some international opportunities. My firm's expanding. I smile, sharp and polite. We'll see what my schedule allows. Ethan steers me toward the terrace, sensing my need for air. The night feels like cool silk. City lights sparkle below. Through the glass, I see my mother's face fall slightly when she thinks no one's looking. Later, she corners me by the dessert table. You always come home for Christmas, she says softly. The words settle in my chest, that old, heavy feeling of obligation fighting against the freedom of the life I built. I've made my home elsewhere now. My father stands frozen by the bar, his drink untouched, as the truth sinks in. I'm not the daughter begging for approval anymore. I'm the woman who arrived by helicopter to show that I don't need it. Aunt Linda's voice drifts from behind a flower arrangement, still bragging. Ethan's hand finds mine. The diamond on my left hand catches the light, solid, real, like the man beside me, like the career I built, like the truth they spent years denying. The helicopter sits on the lawn outside, dark, elegant, final. Like a period at the end of a very long sentence. But this isn't the end. Not yet. I squeeze Ethan's hand, already thinking about the invitation I'll send tomorrow. Dubai in winter is beautiful. Some truths deserve to be seen in full daylight. They can't hurt me anymore. With that thought, we say goodbye and head back to the hotel. Tomorrow is a big day. The next morning, my phone vibrates on the hotel nightstand at 10 a.m. My mother's name flashes on the screen, along with her perfect profile photo from last Christmas. Lydia, sweetheart. Her voice wobbles the way it does when she wants something. I've been thinking about what happened at the reception. We should reconnect as a family. I stay quiet, watching Ethan's reflection in the window as he gets ready for a consulting call. Mom, I have meetings all morning. Of course you do. Her voice sharpens. Your father wants to talk about some investment opportunities. For your business. She pauses. The family business could use an international presence. My phone buzzes with new messages, Dad suggesting coffee, Tom talking about expanding globally, even Aunt Linda posting a photo from Sophie's engagement party. The caption reads, so proud of my successful niece Lydia. Family first, global business. Ethan catches my eye in the reflection, raising an eyebrow. I just shake my head, smiling, not from amusement, but satisfaction. The country club committee meets next month, Mom continues, sounding lighter now. Your father could nominate you, now that you're established. The word established hangs between us like a poisoned apple. As if my success only became real when it landed in a helicopter. The lake house looks lovely this autumn, she adds. We could update the family Christmas card. You and Ethan would look wonderful on the dock. I trace my finger along the window, watching sunlight hit Dubai's glass towers. That's generous, Mom. Well, family is family, she says softly. We can put all this unpleasantness behind us. All this unpleasantness, I repeat, my tone flat. You mean the years you spent telling everyone I was lying about my life? Lydia, really? We were just concerned. Ethan sets a cup of Earl Grey on the desk beside me, his hand resting briefly on my shoulder. The warmth steadies me as the truth clicks into place. They're not sorry they didn't believe me, I say quietly after ending the call. They're sorry they can't use me. Ethan leans against the desk, arms folded. What do you want to do about it? I open my laptop. My fingers hover over the keys, then the words flow easily. I'd like to invite you to Dubai next month. Let me show you what I've built. 3 weeks later, I see my parents at the arrivals terminal. Their designer luggage and matching travel outfits say everything about their expectations. Mom's smile fades a little when she spots our car, not a luxury sedan, but a modest electric vehicle. The hotel is lovely, she says later, as Ethan guides them through the quiet, elegant lobby of the Four Seasons. No gold trim, no flash, just simple, perfect taste. We thought you'd be comfortable here, I say, watching them search for the glitz they expected. Dubai isn't all about spectacle. The next morning, I lead them through the glass doors of Bennett Global Branding. 30 people look up from their desks and greet me in unison. Good morning, Lydia. My dad looks around. Your team? My family, I say softly. They take in the wall of client logos, the awards, the magazine covers with my work. Through the glass, they see my keynote presentation being prepared for the Global Brand Summit. All this time, Mom whispers, you really were building something? Yes. I smile. Would you like to see more? That evening, I choose a rooftop restaurant overlooking the city. The lights below look like stars, endless possibilities. For years, I say, setting my phone on the table, you thought I was lying about my life. We were just concerned, Mom begins, reaching for her water. I press play. Her own voice fills the space, her imaginary fiancé, followed by Aunt Linda's laughter. I didn't invite you here for an apology, I say, calm and clear. I invited you to see the truth. Dad's face turns purple. You brought us all this way to embarrass us? No, I say, meeting his eyes. I brought you here so you'd finally see me. Mom's tears smear her makeup. We were wrong about everything. Yes, I say softly. You were. I take a sip of water and let the silence sit. The city below glitters, every light a reminder of the choices that led me here. My parents sit across from me, finally seeing the daughter they never believed in. Their approval, once everything I wanted, now feels strangely empty. Ethan's words from that morning echo in my mind, the best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's living so fully that their approval doesn't matter anymore. I look at them in the candlelight, Mom's trembling lips, Dad's stiff posture. The balance between us has shifted. Any healing will happen on my terms now. That thought feels warm and solid in my chest. Tell me about your new project, Dad says finally, his voice low, maybe even regretful. I lean back, thinking. The night stretches out ahead, full of limits and possibilities. Let's start, I say, with what's true. A week later, sunlight pours into my Dubai office, glinting off the metallic threads of a tapestry I bought in Istanbul. Ethan appears in the doorway with 2 steaming cups. The smell of Earl Grey fills the air as he sets one on my desk. Your 9 o'clock is ready in the conference room, he says, kissing my temple. The design mentee from Paris? He nods. I smile. Reminds me of myself at 23. Brilliant talent, family who thinks design is just pretty pictures. A young woman's face appears on my laptop screen, bright, nervous. Her portfolio fills my monitor, clean lines, bold colors, raw talent. Amelia, tell me about your restaurant campaign, I say gently. The one your professor said was too modern. She straightens, hands fluttering. My father said the same. That no traditional French restaurant would ever. Show me anyway. Her concept unfolds on screen. Modern yet timeless, full of heart. And for a moment, I'm back at that portfolio review 12 years ago, the one that started it all. My mother's usual frown whenever she remembers I didn't use my law degree flashes in my mind. She was wrong. You get something they don't, I tell Amelia, watching hope light up her face. Tradition changes. Book another session next week, we'll keep building on this. When the call ends, I walk to the window, sunlight glinting off the Burj Khalifa. Beyond my office door, my team moves around, their quiet energy filling the space. Voices rise and fall in English, Arabic, French, Mandarin, a mix of sounds that feels like music. A creative symphony I built from nothing. My phone buzzes. An email from my mother. The subject line makes me stop. Family reunion, your terms. Dear Lydia. The lake house is lovely in October. Ethan mentioned you might have business in New York then. No pressure. Just know you're both welcome whenever you choose. Love, Mom. No guilt trip. No manipulation. No need to show off her devotion to the country club crowd. Ethan slips his arms around my waist from behind. Board meeting ended early, he says. What's got you smiling? I show him the email. Mom's learning. Finally. Going? Maybe, I say, leaning back against him. On our terms. 6 weeks later, autumn sunlight flickers across the deck of the lake house. Ethan's hand rests on my lower back as we walk up the familiar steps. No knot in my stomach. No pretending to be the perfect daughter. The door opens before we knock. Mom's eyes meet mine, clear, unsure. Lydia, Ethan. Thank you for coming. Inside, the air smells like cinnamon and apples. Candles flicker on the mantel. Dad looks up from his paper, glasses low on his nose. Just read about your team's award. The Hong Kong campaign? Singapore, I correct gently. But yes, our expansion in Asia went better than expected. No criticism. No comparison to my cousin's law career. Just a small nod from Dad, the start of understanding. After that came monthly video calls. Awkward at first, like learning a new language. Dad asking about my projects, and actually listening. Mom sending articles about women entrepreneurs in the Gulf states, her handwritten notes in the margins showing she'd really read them. Aunt Linda never called. Some bridges are better left burned. In December, the Santorini wedding photos arrived. Small, intimate, perfect. Sophie beside me in a sage green dress. Our old rivalry gone, replaced with real friendship. My parents in the background, finally respecting boundaries. Isabel's toast still echoes in my mind, to believing in yourself when no one else would. By spring, I'm in a Dubai conference hall, speaking to a room full of young designers. Many of their stories sound like mine, families who think being different means being wrong. Dreams dismissed as childish phases. They've all heard the helicopter story. I tell them, smiling at the recognition on their faces, that moment wasn't about proving anyone wrong. It was about finally being right with myself. Afterward, a young woman comes up to me, holding her portfolio tightly. My family thinks I'm wasting my accounting degree, she says. They don't believe I can make it in design. I see myself in her tense shoulders, her guarded expression. Show me what they don't see, I say. Months later, Mom visits my office. She pauses in front of the framed photo, Ethan's helicopter landing on the country club lawn. I was so embarrassed that day, she admits, her voice soft. Now I understand it was necessary. It wasn't about embarrassing you, I tell her, meeting her eyes in the reflection. It was about finally being seen. She nods slowly. I see you now. Her fingers brush the frame. I'm sorry it took me so long. I needed you to see me then, I say quietly. The truth settles between us, calm and gentle, like sunset over the Arabian Gulf. I don't need it anymore. That night, Ethan and I stand on the balcony, city lights sparkling below. Papers for the New York office expansion are spread across the table. We could get the apartment in Manhattan, I muse. Be closer to family, if we want. If we want, Ethan says, smiling, a look that holds a decade of understanding. Your choice. Your terms. I watch a plane's light sweep across the starry sky, remembering the girl who once thought proving her worth would fix everything. The greatest revenge isn't proving them wrong. My fingers intertwine with Ethan's. It's living so fully that their approval stops mattering. The night breeze carries the scent of jasmine. Somewhere in Paris, Amelia works on her restaurant campaign. In Dubai, my team prepares for tomorrow's presentation. And in a quiet lake house in America, my mother finally learns to see her daughter clearly. All of us, still growing, still changing, one truth at a time,